Yes, it's time to fertilize the Zoysia lawn. Note that this lawn was scarped to 1 inch on April 8th. Feel free to check out the sculpting video. Let's take a closer look at the lawn. It is doing great so far. A lot of new blades are growing healthily. Here the new blades emerge from the tips. Let's get closer to the ground to see the new shoots that emerge from the rhizome underground. Here's one of the new shoots. Here's another new shoot. And it looks healthy. May, which is the current month, 80s most of the days. On June, 80s to 90s, perfect weathers. On July, 90s throughout the month, perfect weather too, similar to August. September will be like mid-May. On October, it will start slowing down on the mid of the month. By end of month, it will slowly turn yellowish and enter dormant state. In November, it will be entering dormant states till the April next year. I've been using this organic fertilizer from Lowe's for the past 2 years, although a little bit pricey. Any type of synthetic fertilizers that are slow release can be used. Synthetic fertilizers release a big amount of plant nutrients to be absorbed by the plants. Organic fertilizers too, but in a smaller amount. It contains organic matter, which essentially became the soil nutrients for the microbes to consume and break down into plant nutrients for the plants. Organic fertilizers is slow acting, about 2 to 6 weeks. It's a 3:3 ratio fertilizers. Contains 3% nitrogen, 2% phosphorus, 3% potassium, as well as micronutrients that are not available in the synthetic fertilizers. Before fertilizations, the lawn must be dry, so that the fertilizer won't stick to the grass blade and burn it. Secondly, no heavy rain right after, so that the fertilizer won't get washed off too quickly before the roots can absorb it. The fertilizer requirement for Emerald Zoysia is maximum at 2 pounds of nitrogen per 1,000 square feet per year. Each application must not over 1 pound of nitrogen per 1,000 square feet, which to be split into 3 applications, 0.65 pounds of nitrogen per 1,000 square feet on May, July, and September. The reason behind this rule is to prevent excessive thatch from building up. Excessive thatch can bring a lot of problems, such as water retentions, fungus, shallow roots, and pests. Thatch is not clippings. It consists of dead roots, dead rhizomes, dead stolons, and dead lower stems, which builds up faster than it breaks down due to over-fertilizing, while clippings are the grass blades and the upper stems which get mowed and bagged. So when the excessive dead roots, dead rhizomes, dead stolons, and dead lower stems not able to decompose fast enough, the thatch layer forms. Then it will cause problems such as it absorbs the water, resulting in water not able to penetrate to the deeper soil. And since it holds water, the roots will think that the thatch is a soil and it will grow inside it. Therefore, the roots will be very shallow and dried up faster, and it could not resist the summer heat. So if water is not able to get through it, the fertilizer won't be able to get through it too. So when water and fertilizer continually stuck inside the thatch layer, it introduces fungus problem, such as the brown patch disease. Pests such as the chinch bug will also grow inside the thatch. So it's better to prevent the thatch layer from getting too thick at the first place, which links to the way we fertilize the lawn. Do not over-fertilize it. Let's illustrate how thatch does water retention. It absorbs the water like a sponge. Soil underneath will remain dry. Note that Emerald Zoysia is thick. If clippings are not back, we'll have water retention issue as well. Here's some clippings from last month. When the clippings started to accumulate too much, the water won't be able to get through it and end up flowing out. Soil underneath remain dry. No matter how much water we put on it, it just won't get through effectively. This is a zoysia piece at the backyard, which I never bagged the clippings. It didn't green up much. The soil remained dry despite heavy rain last night. The screwdriver can hardly get into the soil. Let's remove the clippings. Note that removing clipping by force is going to do some damage to the grass. Look at the amount of clippings from just a piece of zoysia. Here's another zoysia piece which I let it grow tall. The soil is very hard. Such a crazy amount of clippings. Let's check out the front yard. Very minimal clippings. I always bag the clippings while mowing. The soil is moist. Screwdriver is able to get in easily. Organic fertilizers serve as a food for the microbes in the soil. Thus, more microbes in the soil. Microbes will decompose clippings and thatch, and you get a more healthy soil. Note that Emerald Zoysia is a slow grower. To know how much of fertilizer to put on the lawn, first find out the square feet of lawn. Next, based on the square feet above, calculate the amount of nitrogen required. And next, based on the amount of nitrogen above, calculate the fertilizer volume required from the fertilizer bag. This is a website that allows us to calculate the square feet of the house or lawn on the map. Just key in the home address and navigate to the home and click on each corners of the lawn. So I got 635 square feet on the main lawn. Move on to the sidewalk area. And I got 149 square foot on the sidewalk lawn. And it comes to around 800 square feet in total. Emerald Zoysia in Texas needs 2 pounds of nitrogen per year per 1,000 square foot max. Put it this way, per year for 1,000 square foot needs 2 pounds of nitrogen. My lawn is about 800 square feet. That equals to 800 divided by 1,000 times 2, which is 1.6 pounds of nitrogen. And per year, we are actually talking about April to October. That's 7 months. 1.6 pounds of nitrogen in 7 months. Split into 3 applications on May, July, and September. So So 1.6 pound of nitrogen divided by 3 applications. There will be about 0.5 pounds of nitrogen per application. So the fertilizer is a 40 pounds bag with 3% of nitrogen. %3 of nitrogen here will be equivalent to 40 times 3 divided by 100 will be equal to 1.2 pounds of nitrogen. So 40 pounds bag has 1.2 pounds of nitrogen. How much from the bag is equivalent to 0.5 pounds of nitrogen, which I need on this application. So that's 0.5 pounds nitrogen divided by 1.2 pounds of nitrogen times 40 pounds bag. So 0.5 divided by 1.2 times 40 equals to 16.6667 pounds. So 16.6667 divided by 40 pounds, that's about 41% from the fertilizer bag. Here I use a rough estimate to get 41% out of the bag. You may use a scale to be more precise. A lower setting is always preferred. The setting is varies across different kind of spreader. On this setting, I will need 3 passes to cover this 800 square feet lawn. The spreader throws out the fertilizers 180 degrees. Make even coverage to all areas. I'm using a U-turn and U-turn and a U-turn patterns. fertilizer stains the concrete, so get to blow and sweep it up. Turn the sprinkler on for 10 minutes to wash the fertilizer off the grass blades into the soil and activate the fertilizers. I did coverage testing on few nozzle heads and found that this Rainbird Hair 112 is the best. Lastly, something off topic. Here are some shade plants that does really well with just 1 hour of early morning sun during the summer. This one does well in half shade, half sun all day during the summer, but will do well with just the morning sun. Please give a like if it helps, and thanks for watching.